Microphone check. That one got sound. See, that one got sound. Why this one don't have
The
sound?
computer don't have sound.
I don't know why. Okay, so we'll go live first. Why this one don't have sound? Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna exit
Out of that.
out of that.
Don't end it. Just
Leave. Okay, there we go.
you ain't left yet.
I know.
All right, there you go.
Hey, there we go.
There you go.
Can they hear
Y'all
you?
hear us on Facebook?
Can they hear you?
Yeah, you need to move that from where you
I know why.
Well,
I know why.
well,
Hold on. You can fix this.
hey, Melissa Boo. Hold on, he's trying to fix it. He trying to fix it.
Microphone check. Yup, there you go. There you go. Now, where's my phone? Take my phone
Mm-hmm.
and exit out of there.
Just exit.
Yep, just exit.
So just close it out.
There we go. There we go. Here we go. Houston. We don't have a problem anymore.
Hey, Calvin Brown and Martinia on Facebook. Marnithia Bell and Calvin Brown on Facebook. And Melissa on YouTube.
Did y'all go look at our short we did today? Joseph said it was funny. I haven't watched it yet.
We had to get it together, y'all. We had to get it together, though. Yes, y'all. Y'all see the title of the show, honey.
Yes, so y'all come on in here because it's story time.
So get on up in here, y'all. Because low-key, I'm not going to say my feelings are hurt, but it just shows me how people operate, honey.
Mm-hmm.
It just shows me how people operate.
Yeah, you know what? I ain't going to be racist tonight, but, you know. Why, Joseph? I don't understand.
Thank you, Melissa. If y'all are on Facebook and you didn't see the shorts, just go right on over to YouTube. And you can see the TheMKingz shorts on YouTube.
Did you do a short on Facebook?
No.
Mm-hmm. We got to start doing that stuff. We're going to start doing it very soon, though.
I want to know why there's 4 of y'all watching us on YouTube, but only Melissa's typing in the chat. You know how I feel about you bush bitches, honey.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, y'all can stay in the bushes if you want to. I don't mind y'all being in the bushes, but come on up out of the bushes, honey. Come on up in the Lord's house.
He shall come the Lord. Come on up in the Lord's house. He shall come the Lord. Oh, come on up in the Lord's house. He shall come the Lord. Robo Shanda, Ibo Shai Kandala. Oh yeah, Robo Shanda, Ibo Shai Kandala.
Oh yeah.
Robo Shanda, Ibo Shai Kandala.
See, I know you would catch on. I know it would catch on. I know you would catch on.
It's a catchy little tune. It's
and
like
you like the little Robo Shanda.
Yes, it's like it's like a. It's like, you know that song, Don't You Know No Good?
Uh-huh.
It's like
it's sticking your head.
Yeah, it's sticking your head. It's like, don't you know no good?
Don't you know no good?
Oh, my Lord have mercy. Don't you know no good, honey?
Don't you know no good?
Don't you know no good? Don't you know no good? Oh, oh.
Thank you, Melissa. That's right. Tell them, hit that thumbs up for the king.
Mm-hmm. Can we get a tip? Can we get a tip? Can somebody send us a tip?
You could always, if you want to hide out in the bushes, honey, you could always send us a tip in the cash app anonymously.
The cash app is TheMKingz.
Yeah, hold up. You want that thing.
And if y'all want us to sing the song, if the people want the song, pay for the song. If the people want the song, if you want the song, send us a cash app, right? And in the comments say the people want the song, and we will sing the McCray King.
Hey, Emma Peel.
Hey, what's going on? Yes, Emma Peel in the house.
You watching on your TV?
Yes. Emma Peel is in the house, child.
Emma Peel is in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, let me tell y'all. My feelings ain't hurt, but I just feel
I'm
like
pissed off. I am really
I'm
pissed
angry
off.
more than anything, like with this whole situation. Cause I promise y'all gonna see me and Tremel on People's Court, Judge Judy,
somewhere,
Judge Mathis, and Tremel will be a reoccurring person if we go to Judge Mathis. Cause
I need to call Judge Mathis.
This landlord is really trying my patience, honey. And what better yet for us to be social media, I don't want to say stars, but social media people that's suing is going to take your ass to TV. Now, you should have thought about that,
right?
When you did what you did,
right?
And you sitting around listening to the fat raisin, because I know that's what happened. You listen to the fat little raisin, and the little fat raisin told you probably me and Tremel can't afford to sue you, and now you're going to gag.
The fat raisin in the hot dog.
Now you're going to gag.
Gag Nation, get ready to
set
in. You're ready to set in on your ass.
And now you're going to gag. Because one, you didn't follow the law. So technically we already won. And two, how dare you?
Right.
I mean,
we were loyal tenants.
As much as we may not have had whatever we needed, our rent was paid every single month on time in cash. So you ain't had to cash a money order. You ain't had to cash a check. We gave you straight up cash.
Cold, hard
I went to the bank
cash.
And withdrew all the cash every single month. So you can never say we didn't pay on time. We didn't destroy the house.
We paid our rent until the lease was up.
You told us first. I told you we was moving on February 5th. You told me we was moving on February 3rd. So I agreed to it because we was like, the faster we get the fuck out of there, the better. We couldn't even do what we needed to do because the new people came. And I was told the new people wasn't moving in until February 15th. So why the fuck they was there on February 3rd is beyond me. But whatever. So they wanted most of our stuff. So they brought our beds, our TV.
No. Just let me break down the list. We left them a king size bed, a queen size bed, a brand new washer, a brand new dryer, a brand new lawnmower, a brand new weed eater,
a brand new grill.
All of our kitchen appliances, we left them an air fryer,
coffee machine,
two microwaves, a coffee machine, a
40-inch TV,
a 40-inch TV,
a 35 or 38-inch TV, a TV stand, and they paid us $150 for 2 beds, the dryer, and the washer.
Oh, don't forget the Magic Bullet.
Oh yeah, Magic Bullet,
a coffee grinder,
and then other stuff we just forgot.
We left them kitchen utensils. Did we leave our kitchen utensils?
We left
them. We left them 2 sets of
everything I
pots
said
and
I was
pans.
throwing out. They said no, don't throw away.
Mm-hmm.
So they took my wheelchair. They took my walker.
Mm-hmm.
They took my bathtub seat.
Mm-hmm.
All of that stuff we was going to put outside. They told us no, leave it.
Mm-hmm.
We know somebody that could use it.
Yep.
I was still standing there cleaning the sink and cleaning the cabinet.
Yep.
Don't do that. My wife's mother likes to clean. Because she just wanted us out. She was nice. Don't get me wrong. She was nice.
Yes, she was.
She didn't rush us, but we felt rushed because she was there.
Right.
Then we had the situation with the cats. We sitting there with the situation with the cats. She's sitting there. I mean, she had a dog. I'm not going to leave her dog in the car. It started snowing. It was a blizzard. It was cold. I was like, bring your dog in the house. I told you, well, y'all don't know that the cats carry the fuck on, especially Jax. So that was a situation.
So we made sure the cats were gone.
Right.
On top of that, y'all, on top of that, let me just explain to y'all. I have diabetes and I have a foot ulcer on my left foot. I moved everything that we were taking with us. I moved it. I had a foot ulcer in the middle of the winter. There was a blizzard that day. It was a blizzard that day. We had to end up staying in a hotel that night because we couldn't drive because there was a blizzard. The snow was knee deep.
We thought we could get everything in the car. And we gagged when it wouldn't fit. So
we went and bought a storage.
We had to immediately stop packing the car, go get a storage unit, make 3 trips back and forth to the storage unit, 3 or 4 trips. So in the process of that, we trying to clean. My blood pressure dropping all over the goddamn place. I feel like I'm a fucking faint. It was just a miserable day.
But we made sure that we did the right thing.
Right. We did what we were supposed to do when we were moving. And, you know, it was what it was. And we told her we would come back the next day just to make sure everything was everything. But when we woke up and was damn near knee deep in snow, we just left. Because I'm like, child, whatever. I'm going home. I'm doing this and getting out of here because I'm not staying another night in a hotel. So that's what we did. So, you know, I text the landlord. I'm like, this is my new address. You can send my security deposit to this address, or, you know, whatever. If you're going to not give it to me, New York law states you have 12 to 14 days to send me a letter itemizing why you're not giving me the security deposit or why you're only giving me a certain amount. And if you don't send me that letter within 12 days.
Within 14 days.
12, 14 days. And right now it's well past that.
Right.
Today
is the 23rd.
Now I can sue you for 3 times the security deposit. So we didn't get nothing. Tremel called and left a message. He didn't call Tremel back. Tremel called again this week. He literally hung up the phone on Tremel. When Tremel called him again, he refused to pick up the phone and sent Tremel a voicemail. So I'm like, okay. But see, what he don't know is that we have to go back up there and get the rest of our stuff. So in the process, you can't hang up on me when I walk into your office. And now I could go in that office and show my whole entire black ass off. But I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to let Tremel do that. We're going to do everything professional in the way that it should be done. Because like I said, when you see us on People's Court, Judge Judy or Judge Mathis, because it will be one of the 3, you won't be able to say I showed my entire ass. Even though I want to walk in his motherfucking office and flip his whole motherfucking desk and blow his whole little white mind. Yes, I do. Because for one, the day we said we was moving, that's when he sent the new tenants over there to look at the house. My house was a mess. We had boxes everywhere. We wasn't expecting nobody to come because we was already planning on moving. We had boxes everywhere. The house was a mess. And I want to send people to look at the house. I'm like, okay, because you're not gonna say I hindered you from, renting the house. They came, they liked the house. Me and Tramel sold them the house. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, I could have really socked it to you and told them the real deal about this house, but I'm not. And I'm like, okay. So then they decided to take the house. And he told me that he told me that he knows we were leaving on the 3rd. Now, mind you, I told him the 5th because I didn't mind paying up until the 5th. I know I had to pay, as long as I was there. So it didn't bother me. And I said, we're going to move out on the 5th. No, you're moving out on the 3rd. And I told them you're leaving on the 3rd because they're not moving until the 15th. But what he had them do was pay the rent from the 1st. So now you can't charge me and Tramel rent because you can't collect 2 rents and only one person is living there. So he couldn't charge us for the rent for the 3rd because he charged them for the whole month of February. So,
Right. If he really wanted to, technically, he could have just took $110 from us. That would have been a prorated rent from the 1st to the 3rd.
Now, let me tell you how much of an idiot he is. Instead of him doing a walkthrough with me and Tramel to make sure the house was good, he wants to do a walkthrough with the new people. And me and Tramel was still in the house moving. I'm like, well, it's February 3rd. You didn't give me a set time I had to be out. I mean, as long as I'm gone by midnight. I mean, maybe there's a law that say when the 3rd hit, I got to be going by a certain time. But in my mind, as long as I'm going by midnight, that's all that matters.
Right.
So we standing there trying to do our stuff. She's sitting in the car because she ain't got nowhere to go. So I'm like, just come in. Like, child, you already paid for the house. Shit. Go sit in the room and watch TV. Do whatever you need to do. I mean, the shit is yours now. You bought it from us. Go upstairs and lay down. Do something.
She even invited us to stay the night.
Yeah, she even said we could stay the night because it was a blizzard. I was like, no, thank you. We're going to leave because then if we would have woke up there on the 4th, it could have been an issue. So I was like, no, we're going to stay in a hotel, because I had went on Priceline and I got a nice little cheap ass price for a nice little hotel that we had breakfast in the morning.
She even helped us clean up.
She even helped us do stuff. So even though we still felt rushed and she didn't rush us. So like, I'm not never going to say
she was helping us.
She was helping us. I did see later on that she sent a note to me, to a message, and I'm like, girl, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whatever. But she helped us. Now, let me tell y'all a real tip.
But wait a minute, Cole. He's not giving us a reason. He's not giving us a reason for not giving us our security deposit. We call the office to ask about our security deposit, and he hangs up the phone. He hasn't sent us anything saying why he's not giving us our security deposit back. He won't answer any of our calls. He won't answer any of our texts or anything. Now, mind you, this was our landlord for 3 years.
For 3 years, we didn't ever have a problem.
We always paid our rent on time. Always paid our rent on time.
He never had a problem.
Never had an issue with him. Now, and also, let me just make this point. The week prior to us moving, we went to the office and put in a report about the mice.
No. It was more than a week.
Oh, yeah, it was more than a
week. It was damn near a month.
I caught 8 mice.
In one day.
No, not me. My cats caught 8 mice in one night. One night.
All day, Tigger was catching mice. Like, literally, every time Tramel went in the kitchen, he was like, God damn it.
My biggest mistake was I didn't take pictures of the mice.
We didn't take pictures of the dead mice because the cats bring you the damn mice. I done woke up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night screaming like a little bitch because there's a dead mouse in the middle of the damn doorway. I woke up, I'm sitting down watching TV at the bottom of the bed. I moved the covers, I screamed, there's a dead mouse right on the rug. But they blended into the rug, so I couldn't really tell until I was like, oh shit, there's a mouse. Tramel going to the store. He like, babe, don't come out. Tigger got a mouse. I don't know what he did with it. What did Tigger do? Run into the room, put the mouse under the bed. It was dead. And the next thing I know, Jax pulled the dead mouse from under the bed and swatting it. I'm like, oh my God, I told Tramel to close the door. Like, I'm losing my damn mind. So then we, that happened with the mice. Mm-hmm. So when Tramel when Tigger first caught the first mouse, and then we was like, well, maybe that was just a fluke because we ain't never had mice. Like, never had mice.
We never had
seen
mice.
a mouse, never whatever. As soon as we get the cats, Tigger catches the mouse. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, at first, I'm not going to lie, I thought Tramel was lying to me. But then I said, we never had a conversation of me being afraid of mice, so why would he lie to me? But we never saw this dead mouse. And y'all saw when Tramel said Joseph won't come on camera because the mouse was over here and he's scared. Child, the next day, Tigger had the mouse that day. We didn't see nothing. The next day, we didn't see nothing. Child, I got up to go to the bathroom and I looked at the door and I said, what the fuck is that? I grabbed my cell phone, child, and turned on the little flashlight and jumped square high in the air. It's like, Tramel, wake up! Mm-hmm. There's the dead mouse.
They left it right in front of the bed.
Right in front. No, it was in the doorway.
Mm-hmm, in the doorway.
He left it right in front of the doorway. So we said, okay, it was a fluke. Tigger caught the mouse, whatever. It could happen because it was when it was cold, and sometimes mice just come in your house. Child, about 2 days later, I'm sitting there watching TV, and we had a big ass comforter. So the comforter was like partly on the floor because between me and Tramel, we sleep wild. Either he pulls all the covers or I pull all the covers, whatever. So I'm sitting there watching TV, and my spirit just said, bitch, pull that comforter up. Child, I pulled that comforter up while it was a dead mouse sitting right there on the rug. Child, I screamed. I said, Tramel! And he was like, what? I said, they caught another mouse. And he was like, what? I said, it's right here on the rug, dead. I said, it's probably been there all day. I said, it blended into the rug and I couldn't see it until now when I moved the comforter. Oh my God, I've been sitting there with a dead mouse. Mm-hmm. So Tramel threw that in the garbage.
See, I'm a country boy. I ain't scared of mice. Because I wasn't touching them. I ain't scared of mice. I'm a country boy.
Alive,
so, I'm not scared of mice.
I'd rather see them dead than alive. So then we went to the store. There's a dead mouse by the car. So a cat outside then killed the mouse outside. Then one day, like maybe 3 days later, old Tigger got a mouse. He put it in your Tim. I'm glad you didn't come out here and put them Tims on. 5 minutes later, Tramel go back in the kitchen. Well, goddamn, Tigger got a mouse, babe. What? 10 minutes later, Tigger got another mouse. 20 minutes later, Tramel going to cook. Oh my God, how many mice are you gonna fucking catch? Tigger had another mouse. He get ready to go to the store. Tigger and Jax swatting the mouse across the kitchen. It was like 8 of them in one day. So before that day, Tramel called him, went over there and said, I don't know what's going on, but the cats caught 2 mice. So you need to send an exterminator. I'm not sending an exterminator. Get traps. Tramel said, how am I going to put down traps when I have cats? Well, get poison and put it behind the refrigerator and stuff. So Tramel was like, yeah, okay. So when he came home and told me, I said, well, what the fuck do he think what is his job? I was like, how he's going to tell us to take care of the mouse problem? This ain't my motherfucking house. This is his house.
I told him I wasn't getting no poison for the poison
How you
to kill my cats.
Poison when you have cats? Like, you cannot do that. And put mouse traps. Could you imagine a cat getting stuck in a glue trap? Child.
Or a mouse trap.
So
that's cool.
That's when, like, a couple of days after that, that's when Tigger caught like 8 mice back to back all day long. So I called him. I said, Frank, listen, I need you to fix this issue. I said, I think I know where the mice are coming from because the cats are playing one little area in the kitchen. I was like, as soon as they sit there and sit there and sit there, all of a sudden they get a mouse. I was like, so you need to send somebody here to see.
They told me to get peppermint oil.
Oh yeah, the first time they told him, well, then get peppermint oil. That could deter mice from coming.
They don't like the smell. So I did. I went and got peppermint oil.
So against my wishes, because I was like, don't do shit. So against my wishes, I was like, whatever. So Tremel got the peppermint oil, and like it was a couple of days, nothing. Then, Tremel was there. Then as soon as I saw Tigger and Jax stalking, because they were stalked like in between the stove and the dishwasher. Now the dishwasher when we moved in was broken. It had water in it, and when you open it, the whole face of it just dropped to the floor. There was like no spring. So I said to him, I said, "Are you going to fix the dishwasher?" I don't guarantee dishwashers. I said, so if I buy a new dishwasher, what do you want me to do with this old piece of shit? Throw it in the garbage? You can do whatever you want with it. I was like, okay. So we think that the mice was in the dishwasher. So like when the new people came to look, I'm sitting there going, please don't open that dishwasher. Please don't open that dishwasher. Because I know that's where the mice are coming from. Because that's where Tigger and Jax was lurking. The little space.
And we had a hole in the kitchen, remember?
Right. And there was a vent. A hole going from the basement, because it was the vent from the basement through the floor into the kitchen. That's how the heat was coming in the kitchen. So when I saw Tigger and Jax playing that, every time they played that little area, they would come back with a mouse. If they didn't play the area in the kitchen like that, then there was no mouse. But when they just sat there all day long, both of them just sat there and sat there and sat there and sat there, they catch a mouse. So I said, I know that's where the mice are coming from. You need to send somebody to plug it up. A whole month went by, because it was like a month. And to this day, unless them girls complained about mice yet, because I know that they have a house full of mice. I know they do. Because they have a dog. They don't have a cat.
And we're not even going to talk about the rabbits that were in the basement.
Oh, yeah, and the rabbits that was living in the basement, honey, because he didn't even do nothing to the basement. The basement was just full of dirt. And Tremel opened the door, child, and saw rabbits hopping through. I was like, if you don't close that damn door. So, because evidently there's a hole on the outside, and all the little critters go in the basement. So, like when they came, honey, they wanted to see the basement. So we opened the door, and in my mind, I'm like, child, don't go down them steps, honey. And then with the mice thing, I'm like, I could have destroyed his ass and told him, girl, y'all gonna have mice. So if they really didn't move in until the 15th of February, that house being vacant from the 3rd of February to the 15th, child, I know that mice took over, honey, because if Tigger caught 8 mice in one day, and then after that, after he caught them 8 mice, really, we never saw him with another dead mouse after that. But all we would see is like blood on the kitchen floor. So I don't know what he did with them. I don't know what him and Jax did with them. We didn't find no dead mice when we was moving.
They ripped the insides out.
Right, I know they was ripping them open and eating them. But that's because they were found in the street.
They're cats.
And they're cats. And they were found in the street, and that's what cats do. They rip them open and eat the inside. But normally we would find the carcasses.
But they was playing with them like they was toys.
Right. But normally we would find the carcass. But we wasn't finding carcasses, but we were seeing blood, and there was a lot of blood. So there were no little baby mice. Because, sometimes they were baby mice. Other times you could tell like it was the mother. And because it was bigger than the other ones. And because Tremel was like, they caught more mice because all this blood on the kitchen floor. I said, Tremel, I thought, because y'all know Tremel got foot ulcers. He don't walk around barefoot. But I was like, oh, maybe he got up and went to get something to drink at night, and his foot was bleeding. I said, I thought that was blood from your foot. He was like, nope. They caught more mice. I was like, bitch.
And right, Reese, y'all heard us talk about the rabbits.
I was scared to use my kitchen. Y'all have no idea. Because I'm afraid of mice. And if I would have saw one alive, I would have lost my ever-loving fucking mind. I told Tremel, I said I would break my other knee trying to get away from it.
Yes, Cole.
My knee wasn't healed. Hey, Lips.
Yes, Cole. These are the friends that took us to Denny's for Christmas.
That don't even speak to us no more, honey. That I hope they watch this video about their little fucked up landlord, honey. Because, I know the little fat raisin is the one that told him, don't give us our security deposit back. But let me tell you something, honey. Let me tell you something. Matter of fact, I watched Lips tonight. And Lips was talking about, in his video, he was talking about having faith. And how just having a little bit of faith will give you what you need.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, just the mere fact that he didn't follow the law gives me and Tremel the opportunity to get back 3 times our security deposit, which is something that both of us being on disability need and can use right now in our life.
Yes.
So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that he is ignoring us. I am thankful that he did not send us a letter. I am thankful that he is ignoring text messages and hanging up on Tremel. I am so thankful because all of this is going to count when we go to court.
Yes.
Because even if he does it right now, as of today, it's too late. Because the 12 or 14 days is well past what it should have been. So I'm not even worried about that.
And that security deposit, y'all don't understand. Both me and Joseph are disabled. We get a check once a month.
8 months in one day.
We get a check once a month. So that security deposit, we was dependent on that to save it because we were moving back to New Jersey. And thank God, thank God, we have family that we could stay with, but we're only staying here temporarily. So, we trying to save our money so that we can move. And that security deposit would really, really help us. It might as well be $1 million, y'all.
When you on disability, honey,
every penny counts.
Is a lot of money.
Every penny counts.
Other people may look at it like y'all press, but our security deposit is more than $500. But I'm just saying.
And we paid our rent every month on time.
And that's the thing that is pissing me off more than anything. You never had a problem with us. We paid you, not just paid you our rent on time every month. We paid you in cash every month. There was times we couldn't eat, but I paid the rent in full every single month because I needed a place to stay.
We didn't have no food.
We didn't have no food. And we paid the rent on time religiously. And, I could have skimmed on the rent and said, okay, well, I'm keeping $100 to buy food, or I'm doing it. What you gonna do? Kick me out when you take the money? You're not gonna kick me out. You just gonna let me pay it next month. And if next month I do the same thing, well, then I'm $200 late. We never did that. We never did that at all. We always paid our rent on time.
And y'all, we don't get no extra benefits like food stamps or anything like that. We don't get nothing. Whatever we have
is what we have.
And we make do. We make do.
What it is. When let me tell you something. One thing that I do miss about working is if I decided to spend all my money, I know in 2 weeks I was getting another check. When you on disability, honey, if you spend all your money in 2 weeks, guess what? You got 2 more weeks to wait until that next month come in, honey. It's a mess. Trust me when I tell you it's a mess. But when I was listening to Lips tonight, because I was watching his video, and Lips, let me tell you something. You make me sick because now I want some turkey wings because of you.
Oh, yeah.
Now I want some turkey wings.
I want me some fried turkey
wings. I don't know how you eat okra. That I can't do.
I love okra.
Tremel loved okra, but I can't do the okra.
I like fried okra.
Every time you was eating the okra, it was turning my stomach. I was like, oh, go back to the turkey.
Joseph, let me tell you something.
Them cabbage rolls look good. I want to try to make them myself.
Cabbage rolls are good.
Them cabbage rolls he had with the ground beef and the rice.
They are. They're really good.
Those look good. Everything he was eating looked good except
it's
that
like
okra.
What you made for me. Remember you made?
I can't do them okra.
Remember you made me the hamburger with the lettuce?
Yeah.
With the butter lettuce. It's the same thing. The cabbage rolls is the same thing.
The chicken lettuce wraps. But yeah,
it's the same thing.
But even after all that we endured, and that's why part of the reason why we moved because of the mice, because he wouldn't do nothing about the mice, and I'm like, well, and I viewed it honestly as a godsend, because let me tell y'all about the cats, because y'all don't know about the cats. So y'all know we got the cats on a whim. Tremel was like, I want to get you a pet, because the whole situation with Jomel. So Tremel wanted to get me a pet, so we got the cats, right? So we get the cats, and like I said, 2 days in, that's when Tigger caught a mouse. So I'm like, it just was weird to me, because I'm like, we don't have mice. Where the hell did this cat get a mouse from? They don't go outside, so I know, when Tremel came running in the room going, ooh, ooh, and I'm like, what happened? What are you oohing about? Because your husband jumped, so you jumping and don't even know why the hell you jumping. And I'm like, well, he's, oh, Tigger got a mouse. I was
he
like,
was
what?
playing with it. He was tossing it up in the air.
He got a mouse. He put it in your wheelchair, and he's throwing it in the air. And I'm looking at him like, Tigger got a mouse in my wheelchair, because y'all know they gave me a wheelchair when I broke my knee.
Right. I'm
like, in my wheelchair? I'm like, child, Tremel's so full of shit. But then when there was no mouse, like I said, I really thought Tremel was lying to me. I thought he was lying. So I'm like, okay. Then the next thing you know, I saw the dead mouse 2 days later. Then 2 days later, I see another dead mouse. Then a week later, Tigger catch 8 mice in one day. So I'm like, okay, we really got mice. So then, I'm like, okay, these cats are a godsend, because I would have freaked the fuck out if we didn't have, the cat, and then especially he catching 8 mice in one day.
And I would have had to catch them myself.
Right. We would have had to really get traps and poison and stuff and put down, because the landlord wasn't clearly not going to do shit about it. So I'm like, okay. Then when we was moving, see, this is how God worked. When we was moving, where we staying, he really ain't fond of cats. And it's just real. Everybody ain't fond of everything. But he was like, I know y'all need to move, and y'all want to move, and y'all can come and stay with the cat. We was okay with that, but we, in the back of our minds, we
praise
was like,
God for Uncle Fred.
We was like, oh my God, these cats are going to turn this house out.
Shout out to Uncle Fred.
Not that the cats were bad, but just because they were in a new environment, and because cats like to claw shit. They didn't claw nothing in the house, but they liked to claw stuff, and they had a lot of stuff here to claw. See, in our house, they didn't have that much to claw. But here, they had a lot that they could claw. So me and Tremel was like, oh God, Uncle Fred gonna throw us out.
And all our friends kept on telling us, y'all, when y'all get them cats to Uncle Fred's
Everybody
house,
kept saying,
it's gonna be a mess.
To Uncle Fred's house, and you get them cats to Uncle Fred's house. But, we was gonna do it anyway. And the day we was getting ready to move, we was like, okay, let's catch the cats and go. Child, they carried on. As soon as they saw the carry, because we brought a real big carrying case so they both could be in there. Because we knew if we put them in separate carrying cases that they was going to carry on. But if we put them together, we figured they would stay calm because they were together. Honey, Jax saw the case and just took off running. The carrying case and took off running. I'm reading Lips comment and going Lips.
Hold on, y'all. We got 1 like. Y'all, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button.
We got 2 likes. 6 likes, I think.
I'm showing 1.
9, actually. So, you got to come out and go back in.
Okay.
So, and yes, y'all, in the thumbnail, that is a picture of the house we lived in. Yes, I put the house in the thumbnail. So, Tremel was able to grab Tigger and put him in the cage. But before I could close him up in it, Jax started screaming. The only thing I could tell y'all to make y'all understand how Jax started acting, if you ever saw hoarders where people have like tons of cats and the feral cats start screaming and running and clawing everything and like acting wild, that's what Jax did.
He acted like a wild cat.
Acted like a wild feral cat that had never been around people. So, and he was traumatized. That he made out of his mouth, like it was just scary because I've never heard a cat sound like that a day in my life. and his eyes were damn near bulging out of his skull. And I looked at Tramel because he was running around the room, and all I could see was him running towards me and clawing up my body. And I was like, Tramel, I'm not touching that cat. And Tramel, he was behind the TV, and Tramel looked at him and he hissed and said, "Ah!" And Tramel said, I'm not touching him.
Right.
So we closed him in the room. And when we closed him in the room, I said, Tramel, what are we going to do? I said, Tigger could be caught. I said, but Jax can't be caught. I said,
we can't leave the cats there.
We can't leave the cats here. I'm not going to just open the door and let them go outside. That's just not going to happen. So Tramel said, well, call the ASPCA. That's where we got them from. Y'all. See, this is why when I said Lips was right on point today, it was 2 minutes before they closed. And I know to this day this woman regrets picking up the phone. But she picked up the phone. And I said, ma'am, I really need your help. She said, what? I said, I'm moving and we got cats from you guys. I was like, but the problem is one of my cats is acting like a feral cat and I can't get him. I said, because if I get him, I'm going to get hurt. So she was like, what do you mean? I said, he's acting like a feral cat. I was like, he just refused. I said, what, for whatever reason, he must have been traumatized when you guys got him. And just the sight of the carrying case is sending him into a frenzy. Well, it's 2 minutes before I'm supposed to leave. I said, ma'am, I know that, but I'm moving. What am I supposed to do with the cats? So like I said, the girl that was moving in is sitting there with her dog. Well, if they can guarantee you they'll come tomorrow, you can leave the cats. And no, I'm not leaving my cats like that. I'm not doing that. So she was like, well, hold on. Let me look at the paperwork. So she pulled up the paperwork. You're going to have to hold on. I said, no problem, ma'am. I know you don't think I'm about to get smart with you when I need your help. I'm going to be, Little Miss Debbie customer service, honey. Y'all know that's what I did for 12, 15 years, honey. I know how to put it on. Sure, ma'am, no problem. I'll hold. Take your time. I have nothing but time. Take your time. So she came back. She said, well, I found someone to come to your house and help me get the cats. I said, okay. I said, well, make sure you bring whatever you bring for feral cats. I said, because that's how he's acting and that's how you're going to have to catch him. So she comes with some other little girl.
Hey, Ashley.
Some other little lady, right? And she came and they had 2 carrying cases. In my head, I'm going, I just told you that Jax is set off by carrying cases and you coming with 2, bitch. But I ain't say nothing. I said, okay, they professionals, honey. Let her do her job. Good night, Lips. Thank you for dropping in.
Yes, thank you so much for dropping in, Lips. We appreciate you, as always. And we're just waiting for the next video.
I know about those marital obligations, and your husband is an Aries like me. He wants when he wants it. I understand.
Oh, he's an Aries too?
Lips' husband is an Aries.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Like me.
My condolences.
Whatever. So, she came with her little net. I'm trying to make the story fast because Tramel said whenever I tell it like it's a movie of the week. But anyway, so she came in. They was like I said, they was able to catch Tigger and put him in a cage, in a carrying case. Child, when it was time for them to catch Jax, that cat, you could hear him climbing up the wall. Oh my God,
door. He went crazy.
He was climbing up the wall, climbing up the door.
They
caught him finally after like 10 to 15 minutes in a net climbing up the door. So when they came out of the room, Jax is in the net, child.
Ooh, I was like, oh my God, his eyes was wide open.
His eyes was wide open like he wanted to claw his way out of the net. So then I'm not going to say what I wanted to say. So then this woman looks and goes, who's Tramel McCray? So I said, he is. She said, sign your surrender papers. I said, surrender papers? Nobody said we wanted to surrender the cats.
It was like, we came out here.
We came out here. We caught the cats. You're giving them back. I said, Tramel, sign the papers.
Yeah, because I didn't want to fight with her.
I wasn't going to fight with her. And the way Jax carried on, it was just no way possible that he would survive a 5-hour trip in that case. They couldn't even put him in the
He would have
cage.
died. He would have died if we would have put him in the cage and put him in the car and tried to ride him. You know, that 5-hour trip from upstate New York to New Jersey. He would have died. He would have died from anxiety.
So, you know, I told Tramel, I said, sign the papers. So
Cole want to know what happened to Jomel.
Well, you need to go back and watch that video.
Cole, Jomel is doing great. He's in a new home, but he's doing really, really great.
So the lady was like, Tramel signed the papers, and when they left, I said, Tramel, I said, no shade, that was nothing but gall. And he said, I agree. I said, because you know them cats would have turned Uncle Fred's house out and we would have been put out, child. I said, we would have been put out in the street with the cat.
Yeah, I mean, we felt bad, but at the same time, we were in the midst of a blizzard. Y'all don't understand.
Right, and then how would we have stayed in a hotel with 2 cats? And Jax would have made, it wouldn't have even been, you know, normally you probably could have stayed in a hotel room with 2 cats. Jax would have made that impossible, screaming at the top of his fucking lungs the way he was screaming at the top of his lungs.
Because we couldn't have taken him out of the cage in the hotel room. Then we had to call the ASPCA again.
He ain't gonna look for anything extra because I'm gonna keep that ass tied, marriage chronicles. Let me tell you something. If you don't know about an area, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere unless you make him go. Because one thing about us, child, if we leave, believe me, we have exhausted every single possibility to stay with your ass and make it work.
Listen, Marriage Chronicles, yeah, we need to get together and do that.
Yes. I'm still trying to figure out how we can make a video together.
But you know what, Lips? You need to go to our podcast and watch our Love and Marriage segment.
Yeah, listen to our Love and Marriage segments.
Yes.
Because we've done it with a bunch of married couples, and I would love to do one with you and your husband.
Yes.
I would love to do a Love and Marriage with you and your husband.
Yes.
Because you guys are so much like us. And then when you said your husband's birthday was in April and I realized he was an Aries, I said, okay. Yeah. I see it. And you a Capricorn. See, that makes for a whole combination of goats. We are a ram and a goat. And that I know that dynamic is a lot.
But yeah, let's go over, you know, we're on all podcast platforms. So go over and listen to our Love and Marriage segment.
Yes, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts.
Just look up the TheMKingz.
Just type in our name, the TheMKingz, and you'll see it. And you'll see our Love and Marriage segment. But Lips, the email you gave me, it won't go through because I emailed you like you told me to. And put your email in the chat for me because I emailed you and it keeps coming back to me. But I remember you said that you had a problem with the email when you was live and I told you I was emailing you. So send me a good email address where I could email you at so we can make it happen. Definitely, we want to make it happen.
Yes, we would love to do a Love and Marriage segment with you guys. We would love to do a mukbang with you guys. I think we could do a mukbang where we invite them in to our chat or they invite us into their chat and we could do a live mukbang with them.
Right. But yeah, I'm gonna email you again.
Oh, he put it in.
He put it in. So I'm gonna email you again and we can make that happen because Tramel has been dying to come down to Atlanta. And I keep telling him we're gonna come because you know I used to live there for at least I used to live there for a year and like 10 months.
Yeah.
And then I moved back up to Jersey. But yeah, y'all. That's our dilemma with the landlord and what we went through with living in the house. And we ain't even gonna talk about the first house.
Oh Lord, no.
The first house was like
hotghettoless.com.
I still have the pictures of what our quote unquote friends left the house looking like for us to move into.
Oh yeah, we gotta tell that story one day.
Of all the dirt, all the dirty ass refrigerator they left, all the little college food they had in the freezer. And I showed the landlord and he had the nerve. I should have known from that. Because when I showed him, he was like, well, what do you want me to do? I said, I want you to see this because when me and Tramel move out, you're not going to hold us responsible. And see, that's the other thing. We lived in a whole nother house of his. And when we moved out, the whole house was clean and everything.
Yes.
So there was no, and we just moved into the house that you see in the picture after the first house. So there was no complaints. There was no nothing. There was no y'all fucked up the house. Nothing. So if we left the first house clean, why wouldn't we leave the second house that way? Because he's just an asshole, and that's why he's going to gag. When I tell you he's going to gag, he's going to gag. Because it's not like that was the first house he lived in. We lived in that he owned. That was the second house. And in the first house, see, the first house, let me tell you like this. The first house, he didn't want to send nobody over there to clean it. Oh, y'all need to leave the house spotless. But if I post these pictures of what the house looked like when we moved in, you'll be like, there's no way that man told y'all to leave that house spotless when he let y'all move in looking the way it did. When I tell y'all there was food in the pantries, there was food in the refrigerators, and then he's going to look at me when I show him the pictures and go, well, how long have y'all been friends? What that got to do with anything? What, because they're my so-called friends that I'm not supposed to come in and show you what the fuck they left me? Like, who the fuck they think they are that I'm going to clean up their motherfucking dirt and garbage?
I ended up having to do it.
We ended up having to do it. But now, all of a sudden, you want to turn up your nose to me? Bitch, fuck you and fuck your life.
But you know what, y'all, listen. Let us be clear. We're not complaining. You know, all these things that we have told y'all that we endured while he was our landlord. The only reason why we're bringing these things up is because what we don't understand is why he just won't give us our security deposit back. I mean, we were tenants of his for 3 years. Never had a, never. I mean, we never complained or anything. Any issues with the house, we dealt with it and we fixed it. Any repairs,
unless it was
we
major.
fixed it. We fixed all
even
the
like the other house had a jacuzzi tub, right? So I went to him. I was like, "Oh, the first time he sent somebody. The second time, evidently, that the jacuzzi tub was on a plug that it shouldn't be on because it kept blowing the electricity, and that was the room that we was broadcasting from for the TheMKingz. So when I told him the second time, well, if it don't work this time, then maybe you just don't need to use it. Then why the fuck is it in the house?
But we never use it because
it kept blowing the electricity.
It wasn't even that. We couldn't. The water would never get hot. Right. It was always cold water. Like it took first of all, it took 30 minutes to fill it up.
Right.
And then when you did fill it up, you had to stop. You had to fill it up a little bit with hot water, and then you had to stop. You had to fill it up again, and you had to stop unless you went and boiled a pot of hot water and put it in there. The jacuzzi tub was never hot.
Now, the landscaping Reese Cup, we knew because it said in the lease that we was responsible for the grass and stuff like that. So that wasn't an issue because we knew that we had to do that. So, like in the first house, we had a little boy across the street because that was his. I don't want to say it was his job, but he took that on.
I used to pay him $40
for
a month.
The neighborhood. And if you paid him, he would cut all your grass for you. So that was no big deal. When we moved to the other house with the motherfucking jungle in the back and the jungle in the front. Oh my God. That was a mission, honey, because there was nobody. I mean, it was one time these two little kids came and asked me could they cut the grass, but we had just brought a lawnmower. So I'm like, no, we'll do it. But, it was what it was. That part of it we knew we had to do, and like shoveling snow and things like that. We knew we had to do that. So that wasn't an issue. My issue is how motherfucking dare you? Like, at least give me okay, my thing is this. At least say to me, bitch, I'm not giving you back your deposit for XYZ. But when you just blatantly avoiding me, that tells me right there, you don't have a reason why you're keeping my money.
Right.
You're just avoiding me so that you don't have to give it back to
me.
That's the part that's pissing me off. That you're just avoiding me. I didn't avoid you.
You won't answer our calls. You hang up on us when we call.
I didn't avoid you between the 1st and the 5th of the month when it was time to give you your motherfucking rent. So why are you avoiding me now that it's time to give me back my security deposit? That's the part that's pissing me off. Everything else, whatever. The mice, the bullshit that I felt he gave us when it came to certain things, whatever. But don't avoid me now when you ain't never had a and like I should have known because every time like I didn't go to him all the time. When there was major shit that I'm not fixing your house. Like if there's a hole, bitch, I'm not plugging up the hole. You plug up the fucking hole. If a light fixture don't work, bitch, I'm not calling an electrician. You send an electrician over there to fix the shit. It's your house. Do you know how long in the first house the bathroom toilet leaked into my kitchen and my whole kitchen cabinet smelled like shit? Straight up shit. Because it was leaking every time we used the bathroom into the cabinet. And I'm like, I had to go back in a month and be like, are you ever going to send somebody? Oh, nobody came. Nobody came. Then all of a sudden it becomes a major problem. Like, come on now. Like, who does that? Like, so he was like, you know, if I had an issue, I'd go tell you. And it wasn't like I was one of the people that always had an issue because really it was just never an issue all the time. Major shit, yes, I'm coming to you because I'm not fixing it. I'm not pulling up even though I know how to do it. I'm not pulling up no toilet and putting down that new little waxy piece. And I know how to do it because I did it when I had a condo. But I'm not doing it for you, bitch. This is your house. I'm not calling Orkin to come kill mice. Bitch, that's your problem. You got a whole apartment complex. I know your Orkin man come there and fumigate for you. Call an Orkin man and tell him to come to my motherfucking house. Bitch, I'm not doing all of that. Like, kiss my motherfucking entire ass. Who the fuck do you think you are that I'm going to fix your motherfucking house?
Anytime anything major happened to the house, we reported it to him. And it took him sometimes weeks and months to fix things. But we didn't complain.
And now you want to keep my security deposit, or at least don't even tell me why.
Right.
Bitch,
we gave him 30 days notice, and he had another tenant ready to move.
He had another tenant,
so he didn't lose no money
before we moved out. So you didn't lose a dime. You didn't lose not one dime, and I know for a fact he got them paying more rent than we was paying. How do I know? Because I know we paid more rent than the man that lived there before. So we paid almost double the rent he was paying.
He raised our rent to $1,100, remember?
Oh, and we ain't even going to talk about that. He raised the rent. So when we got the cat, oh, well, it's a pet deposit. No. Oh,
it's a pet deposit.
No. It's a pet rent, $50 per cat. Okay, so that raised our rent $100. Then it was
we had to pay a pet deposit,
rent, right? We was fine with it. Oh, well, what about the $300 pet deposit? $300 pet deposit, where the fuck this come from? You didn't tell us that on the phone when we told you we was getting 2 cats.
Y'all, we were broke.
Oh, well, it's $150 per cat. So Tramel was like, well, I'm not paying that. Well, you could add $50 to the rent every time you pay it till you pay the $300. So we did that. So now we've given up an extra $150 that we don't have. Because you know every cent is counted for when you want a fixed income. Every cent. But now, mind you, the fat raisin is sitting there with 3 motherfucking dogs, and trust and believe they're not paying $150 extra in their motherfucking rent for their 3 motherfucking dogs. Trust and believe that.
Living in the house that we were supposed to have,
left rolling around the motherfucking house.
Living in the house that we were supposed to have, and we're gonna tell that story another day. That's a story for another day about our so-called friends that are living in the house that was supposed to be ours. We're gonna tell that story another time.
And I know the landlord is listening to that little fat raisin, honey, but that little fat raisin is gonna get his ass fucked up.
And Cole,
trust and believe me when I tell you.
Cole, we did call him. We called him from a different number. We called him from 2 different numbers.
He didn't even know our new numbers.
He recognized our voice.
He didn't even know our new numbers, Cole, because we got 2 new phone numbers. So us calling automatically shows 2 new numbers. He recognized Tramel's voice and hung up the phone. I said, oh no, this bitch didn't.
Yeah.
That's how I know the little fat raisin got something to do with it. But it's okay. Because the little fat raisin is going to make him pay me 3 times my security deposit.
Yeah.
So it's fine by me, honey. You did me a favor. You did me a damn good favor.
Yes, thank you.
I appreciate you little fat raisin.
Thank you.
I
do. Fat cross-eyed raisin.
I do, honey, because you did me a favor. You did me a good little favor. You should have read the law before you sat there and ran your motherfucking mouth and told him what to do, and his stupid ass listened to you.
You're gonna call me in the hospital, talk about we need to come together now that you got your leg broke. Now they want to be friends again. No, it don't work like that.
Broke leg in the motherfucking hospital, bitch. My husband took care of me, but you know, according to sources, Tremel probably pushed me down and broke my leg in the first place, honey. Because you know, Tremel is so horrible and mean to me, and I have such a broken marriage.
Yeah, right.
But
no, their marriage is broken.
But I guess when you have the perfect marriage and everybody looks to you as the blueprint of marriage,
the perfect marriage,
and honey, if that's the
don't get me started,
sign me up for a motherfucking divorce now, honey. I'd rather date my best friend.
You know what?
Because we closer than they are. And we best friends of 20 years, bitch. Don't play me, honey, because I've been ready to read the shit out of both of y'all. The only thing that's
but you know what? You know what? I'm gonna take this time. I'm gonna take this time because I hope they watching this video. But I'm gonna take this time to tell you all what one said to the other. Now, one of them came to us. It was telling us how their husband.
Don't do that.
No, I'm doing it.
No, wait, pause. Don't do that. I just don't want you to do that on this video for a reason. Don't do that.
Okay.
I don't mind if
I'm
you
going to tell it all one day.
Trust me, I don't mind if you do.
I'm going to tell it all one day. I'm going to tell what his husband told me.
Because I've been ready to read them for dog shit for the longest. And you know
I'm going to tell what his husband told me. Trust me when I tell you. I'm going to tell
how motherfucking dare you act like the Jeffersons,
right?
And you ain't even motherfucking the Cosby's.
Talk about we supposed to be they supposed to be an example. We supposed to follow their example. Child, please
give me a divorce. Then
their marriage is
a farce.
So it is. It's a farce, and it's fake, and it's phony.
Child,
you know I want to tell it all, Joseph.
No, not now. Well, you know, you've been accused of telling it all, and you did.
And I wish a millionaire would call me. I wish a millionaire would call me. I wish a millionaire would send me a message.
Doing what you did and ignoring me, bitch.
But Miss Thing, if you listening to this video, you don't ever want it. And let me tell you something.
I'll tell you this.
Girl,
if you ever threaten me again, honey, you're gonna gag.
You're gonna regret it for the rest of your marriage and your life. Because if I tell what I know your marriage is going to be over. I know because if I tell what you told me about your husband, I know your marriage is going to be over with because he'd be a damn fool to still stay with you after all of the stuff that you told me. So you need to retract back and remember what you told me because I'm going to tell it one day. I'm going to tell it one day.
Well...
Nobody's gonna be able to, ain't Joseph and nobody else gonna be able to stop me. But I'm going to tell your husband every single thing that you told me. And I promise you, when I tell him what you told me about him, your marriage is over. Because he'd be a damn fool to still stay with you after all of the stuff that you told me. I can't wait. I can't wait. I wish you would. I wish you would threaten me. I wish you would say a word to me. I saw you in that store. I remember I saw you in the gas station, and you tried it, Miss Thing. You tried it. You didn't say nothing because you knew. You know I will verbally assassinate your ass, and you know that I will tell your husband all of the stuff that you told me about him. Oh God, Joseph, you don't even know half of the stuff.
Joe, I know some of the stuff because he told me to. But y'all worried about me, honey. Y'all doing wellness checks on me like my husband did something to me. My husband loved me. Don't ever get it twisted just because you saw how we argue. Me and Camille argue like that all the time. Well, no, let's rephrase that. We used to argue like that all the time. We are able to have conversations and fix the things that we need to fix between us in our marriage.
Because that's what you do in a marriage.
But, honey, the one thing that I find utterly hilarious, my husband hurt me doing wellness checks on, like, girl, where they do that?
I ain't never put my hands on. I ain't never put my hands on my husband ever.
A millionaire would. I wish a millionaire would. Now we have got into some shit. Yes, we have.
Yes, we have.
Into some shit.
Yeah.
And you know,
we fight like we fought.
If y'all
like,
remember that other video, I almost got a little stab.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't happen.
Right. I got popped in the lip.
And he got popped in the lip. He was feeling extra that day, honey. And he wanted to, you know.
And we laughed about it too. The same day.
A little mush, honey. And he got a little pop when that little mush came. You know, sometimes you gotta bring a nigga back. But that's what happens when you have same-sex couples, honey. It just happens sometimes. Because it ain't like a man and a woman. It's two men or two women, and sometimes, you know, things get out of control. And a little person might get popped here and there. It's okay, because it ain't a beatdown.
Don't get popped.
It's a whole different story. It's a whole different story. But you know.
But y'all will learn about the recovery of the McCray-King's marriage when we do part 2 of our Love and Marriage segment. Y'all will learn about that because when we talk about our marriage, see, y'all, for those of you that don't know, Joseph and I are not only motivational speakers, but we are life coaches, and we try to follow our example. We give people advice on how to live life. We give mostly married couples and people that are in relationships. We give them advice and show them how to prosper in their relationships. And we're not perfect. We've had our ups and downs. We've had our ups and downs, just like any other married couple. And we recovered from it. So when we do our Love and Marriage segment part 2, if you are married or if you're in a relationship, we're going to be able to give you tools to get through whatever you've endured, you know, both positive and negative. We're going to be able to give you the tools to make your marriage prosper. So for those of you that are interested in that, y'all stay tuned to McCray-Kingz, because that segment is coming soon as well. It's coming in season 4 of the TheMKingz show. So you guys will see that. You guys will be able to get that information. And guys, remember, anybody, we're hosts. We host different events. If you have an event that you're interested in having the McCray-Kingz host at your event, or if you want us to come to your city or your state to do a motivational speaking class, please just send us an email at TheMKingz@gmail.com. Yeah, book the McCray-Kingz@gmail.com, because we're available for those things. We're available. We have testimonials. We have testimonials of people that said, McCray-Kingz, you saved my life. You saved my life. We had one young lady that was a subscriber of ours, and she told us how she was going to commit suicide, and we saved her life. So, that's what we're into. We're into positive energy. We're never into negative energy. But if you push us to that limit, we can be negative.
Exactly.
We can be negative. That's what I tell people. Speak it, forget it, write it, regret it. And sometimes you got to be careful of the things that you tell people. You got to watch the things that you tell people, because you ain't doing nothing but giving me ammunition to put in my gun. And then when you try it with me, Miss Thing, pow, 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 shots fired. Miss Raisin.
No. Let's rephrase that. When you sit and run your mouth with people, and then you want to just be shady to them for no reason, then that's when you need to be careful what you tell about each other.
Well, that's not my problem. That's not my problem. No, I'm not going to tell I'm not going to tell the information that one husband gave me about his husband, but I'm going to tell you, it was not good. It was deep. Y'all, when I tell y'all, it was deep. He gave me some information about
Let me tell
his
you something.
husband. That if Joseph did that to me, oh, we would be headed for divorce court.
You know what? I'm not going to say we would be headed for divorce court.
Oh, we would.
Per se, but you would have to definitely tell me why you will go and tell people this information.
No, Joseph, married business is married business.
Because I would kind of be pissed. I would, no, see, first of all, I would be mad that you got that information.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would be mad because, and you actually let me throw shade at them.
Mm-hmm.
When they had all this information.
Right.
And you went ahead, because I know which husband decided they wasn't speaking to us no more, and the other one was just on board.
Mm-hmm.
I already know who orchestrated that.
Right.
But with you orchestrating that bitch, you was being talked about like a motherfucking dog to my husband and to me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But as a friend, I sat there and I didn't say nothing. As a friend, I sat there and I listened because at the time I thought both of y'all were my friends. And like I let you vent, I let him vent. And had I never had any intention or ever repeating what was said to me, ever, never, not one time.
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden the shade comes and y'all blocking us and y'all won't speak to us no more. I'm like, oh, well, what the fuck did we do? Like, I don't know what I did.
I think they was jealous of us from the door. I think one of them was jealous of us.
What the problem is, but okay, because I'm not chasing nobody to find out why you're not speaking to me. That is not going to happen.
I think one of them.
Now my husband wanted to know. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, great. My husband wanted to know, but that's just because who he is. I tried to talk him out of it. I said, "Fuck them." Fuck them and fuck their life. But Tremel was like, no, I want to know because maybe something was taken, misconstrued or something that we did that we don't know and maybe we need to apologize because that's just who Tremel is. I look at it as a sign of child fuck 'em. I know I didn't do nothing. I know I didn't. And I'm not running behind somebody. It's different if I think I did something. Because then I will come to you and say, you know what, Cole? What happened? Why you stopped speaking to me? Was you mad when I did such and such? Or was you mad when I said such and such? But when I know I didn't do nothing, or if I feel like I didn't do nothing, but maybe I did do something, but I don't know what I did because I'm thinking everything is cool, that's not my problem. You need to come and tell me what I did. And that way I can either tell you yay, nay, and I apologize or keep it moving. But child, it is what it is. I can't. I'm over it. I'm done with it. It is what it is. But I just know that that's why all of this is going down because that little fat raisin honey got in that landlord's ear and told that landlord don't give them their money. I know. I and maybe I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll say it right now. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But I know what kind of dirty bitch you are. So I know in my spirit of all spirits, honey, you did it.
But you know what? I'm a firm believer, and I tell y'all this all the time. You get in life what you give.
Exactly.
And I want you to always remember that. You get like what you give in life.
If you told him not to give it to us, honey, you just helped me out.
You reap what you sow.
What I'm owed. So it works for me.
Yep.
I ain't mad at you.
You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow.
I am not mad at you. But anyway, y'all, I need to go and put myself up on this machine, honey. Do my little doohickeys and lay in this bed and, like Lip said, do my husbandly duties. Even though I'm the younger husband.
Child, bye.
And in this case, his husband is the younger husband.
What does age have to do with it?
Thank you, Misty Cup. That's right. Tell them. Like, subscribe, and share.
Yes, and make sure y'all watching us on all social media platforms. Joseph.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can even catch us on Snapchat and what's the other one, Tremel, that we just joined?
TikTok.
TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find us on there. You can listen to us on Spotify and other podcasts
and individually on Bigo.
Well, I don't do Bigo no more, but maybe one day. And then make sure when you come over to YouTube, you hit that like and subscribe button, and make sure you share us out to a friend. Make sure you tell your friends about the TheMKingz. As you saw, if you saw my little shorts, make sure you check out the shorts I made today, and make sure you hit that thumbs up on them shorts. And if you can help support the TheMKingz platform, the Cash App is in the bottom left-hand side, the TheMKingz. Please feel free to send any donations. All donations are put right back into the platform to keep giving y'all a quality show.
Yes, and we do need your donations.
Yes, and also if you want to become part of the TheMKingz Kingdom, hit that join button and become a lord or a lady or a knight at our round table. Because membership will have its privileges in 2022.
Oh, yes.
And also check out the TheMKingz Boutique for everything TheMKingz and Dare to Be Different. Because why would you want to be the same? And you need to be having coffee with me and Tremel's face on your mug in the morning. With that being said, and with all that, and thank you guys for listening and being here for us. And through it all, we love you guys. Thank you for sharing your evening with us. We appreciate you as always. Don't ever think we don't. Shout out to Lips for coming in and watching us. We always appreciate when you stop by. Thank you to Tristan, and who else in here is content creators. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Tristan Bell. He is a content creator, and he makes some really good mukbang videos and stuff like that. So go. If you don't subscribe to Tristan, make sure you subscribe to Tristan. And Reese Cup and Melissa, y'all are always day ones. Y'all know we love y'all. And I don't know who else is in here, but y'all are the ones. And Cole, we ain't got to tell you shit. You already know, boy. You already know. But the rest of everybody else, y'all are the ones typing in the chat. Trisha, you know you were day one too. Ashley always comes in when she can. I'm trying to see everybody that typed in here because there was a lot of bitches in the bush. Erica, I sang your song twice. Tremel even joined me. If you missed it, definitely catch it again. Watch the beginning of the video when we finish. And yeah, I think I caught everybody that typed into the chat. But definitely. Yes, Melissa, you know what it is. And y'all, if nobody told y'all they loved you today, just know that me and Tremel do. And there is absolutely nothing that you can do about it. Walk in love, peace, sunshine, and happiness, and all those great things.
Yes.
Always remember that it's Team McCray.
All damn day.
Later, y'all.
Oh, we will talk to you guys soon. Love you guys. Bye-bye.